Hey everyone, and welcome to day 19 of our Command 66-day challenge. So we are going to continue with our week in opportunities, and we're going to talk about what it looks like to manage an opportunity in Command. So I am going to jump into the appointment phase because I've got a test opportunity inside this phase that we're going to just play around with. So I've got Susie Seller right here, and she is in the scheduled stage of the appointment phase. So we had an appointment scheduled to talk about listing her home. You'll notice that I have the little checklist icon here that I can click on, and if I had a checklist in this stage, this is where it would show it to me. So this checklist we talked about creating yesterday, we'll be able to check off that list here. If I want to go into the opportunity to view the details of it or edit anything, I'll click this View Details button. But before we do that, since this was a scheduled appointment, but let's say we ended up meeting, so I'm going to move that to the Kept stage. And now you'll see it says opportunity has been updated. Those probability percentages are here at the top of that stage. And so let's say that now we're ready to move into the active stage because we're going to actually get the paperwork signed, and we're going to stage the house, and we're going to get it ready for listing it. So we're ready to move to the next phase of the pipeline. So I'll actually pick this up, and now I can drag it over active. Opportunity has been updated. It's gone from kept, so let's go into the active phase, and there it is. And then you'll see checklist items change here. So say we've got schedule photographer inside that. We can check that off the list if that's done. And also we can add items in here. So if you wanted to kind of just add a one-off checklist item that wouldn't necessarily apply across every opportunity that you put in your pipeline, but maybe is something specific for this seller or this buyer that you needed to do, or remind them of, or anything like that, you can click Add Item, and you can change the name of this right here. So if that's something that just applied to the specific opportunity, this is where you would add it rather than going and editing the stage. And then that way it'll only show up here, and we could check that off. You can also set due dates for these checklist items or anything like that. And this is going to be something that with teams in Command, you're going to be able to eventually assign these tasks to different members of your team. So assign a task maybe to a transaction coordinator or a listing coordinator, anything like that. So let's close out of that. So if we wanted to go in and kind of manage this opportunity with the details, make any edits or anything like that, we're going to click these three dots and go to View Details. And this is going to take me into the details of that opportunity. So you'll notice you have the general information here. So we have more dates that we would need to add, and a seller worksheet over here that you can fill in for them. So what you also have is select from KWLS, so the Keller Williams Listing Service. You can actually go in here, and I think there's been some issues with this right now where it's supposed to show up your listings for you by default here. So those might not be showing up there, but you can still search. This does have the feed from the MLS, so if you choose all listings and you start typing, and I could select this right here and attach it to this opportunity. So now, if you notice when you go to the bottom, it's actually telling me my commission based on the list price of the home that we've pulled in from the KWLS. So it's going to use that information. So that's something you can come in and do when you've got a listing opportunity in Command. And then you can click on this pencil icon on either of those to come in and edit anything here, changing time frames, any of these dates that you might add later once it's under contract. And When you're done editing, you can go back to your phases here and you'll just continue going through the stages and moving them through the pipeline until it closes, so keeping it up to date. You can also, in that view details, in the notes section, you can add any specific notes about the transaction so that you're kind of keeping yourself up to date on here about anything that might be going on. This commissions tab that's grayed out is actually going to be when green sheets go away, you're going to be able to just use the information that you've got already in here entered and submit it to the MCA in place of a green sheet. You'll also be able to manage offers in here, so we won't get into that today, but you'll be able to actually send a compare offer to your seller and show them a side-by-side comparison of if you're in a multiple offer situation. And then documents, you'll eventually be able to have this, it will have a connection with dotloop and a direct feed to the Market Center here. So this is not something that you're able to use yet, but that's everything that you can kind of do inside of an opportunity right now. So take a look at that with one of your opportunities that you've added in Command, and try moving them through the pipeline and everything like that, and just get familiar with using this as just a daily part of your business. That is all for day 19. Thanks for watching.